Yeah?
Is Carrie?
Good morning, everyone. 9 o'clock, and we like to start on time. We welcome you all, students, all of you, faculty, family, whoever else is here, and of course our wonderful staff and administration. It is May 1st, 2024, and the meeting of the City Council is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. Our proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2. You may also watch the meeting live on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, on the Go Vegas app. City Council meeting as well as all other KCLV programming may be viewed on the internet at www.kclv.tv/live. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 5 p.m. Our building is protected by state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler systems. If alarms should activate during our meeting today, please evacuate using the exits at the back of the chambers. Go out to the mezzanine, proceed out the double doors to the terrace, and go down the back staircase. For anyone who has difficulty with stairs, please check with a marshal or fire official for assistance. Once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewis and First Streets. Our employees wearing safety vests or our city marshals will inform you when it's safe to re-enter the building. For public comment related to items on the agenda, citizen participation, and public hearing items, we have available a speaker card which you may complete and submit to our city clerk up front. Cards are available in the clerk's office or at the rear of these chambers. If you do not submit a card, however, it does not prevent you from speaking under public comment, citizen participation, or specified public hearing items. If there's anyone present today who has need for hearing impaired equipment, please come forward and see our city clerk. And note, if you parked in the parking garage across the street, a self-validation machine is located in the foyer between the council chambers and security desk you walk through to enter our chambers. You must have your ticket to use the machine, but if you do not, please see security personnel when exiting for a validation coupon. Before we proceed with our agenda, would everyone please rise for the invocation given this morning by Pastor Carol Simpson, Shekinah Glory Ministries, and remain standing for our pledge. And good morning. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, Mayor and the Council. Good morning. And thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate that. Thank you. Please bow your heads as I pray. Dear wise and loving Father, thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for the many and abundant blessings. Thank you for the life itself, health. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thank you for the freedom to embrace you, and thank you for loving us. Father, bless and encourage and strengthen the mayor and the city council members. Give them wisdom and grace with your love and foresight to make decisions that will bring great success to the community as they serve. In the scriptures, you have said that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities since you have established those very authorities to promote peace, order, and justice. Therefore, I pray for our mayor, for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council here today. I'm asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and rightness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, personal peace in their lives, and joy in their task. I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please give an assurance and direction of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Las Vegas. In your most blessed name I pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, Pledge of Allegiance.
But then we got on track.
Yeah, but your council. Well done, students. Thank you very much. The echo up here is great. Bravo. Oh, good morning. It's nice to be among you all and down here. And you would think she was giving me those flowers, Councilwoman Diaz. So I'm going to make you first up this morning. Aren't they beautiful? Wow.
Just as beautiful as the person that's about to receive them, Madam Mayor. And I owe you yours coming up here for Mother's Day. No worries, you'll get yours soon. Good morning, everyone. It's so awesome to see the big crowd of students that we have in attendance this morning at our city council meeting. As a former teacher, it always makes my heart happy to see our future leaders here in attendance learning about the people's work. So welcome. Thank you for being here. And I know you're here because you have a major accomplishment you'll be celebrated for later today. But I have the tremendous pleasure this morning of honoring the Citizen of the Month for May for the city of Las Vegas. And you all know how incredibly fortunate I feel to have the amazing Arts District in Ward 3. I know Councilman Knudsen couldn't be drawn into your ward last time, but I am the lucky council member that has seen how over the years this area has really transformed itself from industrial yards and warehouses into an eclectic hub for artists and creatives. This energy has drawn coffee shops, restaurateurs, brewers, residential development, and so many other small business owners to the area. Today, the Arts District is a popular destination for locals and visitors of all ages. Who doesn't love to spend a morning there at a coffee shop, an afternoon lunch followed by thrifting or browsing antique shops and galleries, a dinner date and a show at a homegrown theater venue? The Arts District is a gem in our city and state, and this unique gem would not be what it is without the truly amazing individuals that have invested their sweat, hearts, time, money into these fabulous projects. And the Arts District would not be what it is without our Citizen of the Month, Becky Miller. If you could join us, Becky. So, Becky Miller, it is a tremendous honor to recognize you today for all of your contributions that you make to our community. So just so we know a little bit more about Becky, Becky was born into a family of talented musicians, craftspeople, and artists, so it is in her blood. The art is. High school art teachers continued nurturing her exposure to a wide range of arts, from ceramics, mixed media, theater, to languages. And after high school, she pursued linguistics and eventually became a computer programming engineer, a rocket scientist. So she and her daughter are proud representatives of women in STEM, and that, I think, is really incredible. Becky has lived around the world and across the U.S., and everywhere she's lived, she sought out art classes, theater groups to perform with, and played an extra in movies. Ooh, she's going to have to tell me which ones I'm going to go look for her in. She may be an engineer, but art definitely is her calling and in her blood. She shares that the best gig she's ever landed was joining the company that created the very first Renaissance Pleasure Fair, which broke the Guinness World Records for being the largest running costume party in the world. She split her time creating the foundation for every Renaissance fair in the world and working as Becky the Techie, helping small businesses and nonprofits create web personalities. Thanks to a friend, she began working with tenants in what is now the Arts District. She eventually became a property manager and began recruiting amazing tenants to the area. Today, she continues to manage properties there, mentor small business owners, and promote the arts. As the current president of the 18B Arts District, Becky goes above and beyond the call of duty to make every new business feel welcome. She's in constant communication with the Ward 3 office about planning commission items and city council items that have an impact to the adjacency of the Arts District. She's an Arts District ambassador by participating in ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings, and the growth of the Arts District has motivated the city to get creative with parking offerings, and Becky has been instrumental also in that she has helped us identify who we could get on board to partner with us to create more surface lot parking offerings. And we know that's taken a little bit of time, but we're getting there. As we face current public safety challenges, Becky immediately stepped up to volunteer as the lead Arts District Public Safety Coalition leader, facilitator of information to our Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department downtown area command officers. As you can see, Becky is the epitome of a dedicated, passionate, caring, artistic, and exemplary citizen doing everything she can to make our city and community the best it can be. And for that, I decided to make Miss Becky Miller our May's Citizen of the Month. So I'm going to go ahead and let you say a few words, Becky, and then we'll take our picture, and I'll also gift you your beautiful flowers.
Thank you. You think I'd be used to this by now? No, I'm not. Thank you very much for honoring me. This is a great honor to be able to serve the city and be able to mentor and work with such great people that we've got here. I'm going to make this short. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You know, when people are brief with their words, it's because they walk the talk. So I love it. Thank you so much, Becky.
Okay, so we'll take the picture up there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
The flowers match your dress. That was perfect.
It's because we can, we have this ESP and coordinate.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. All right, and everyone smile in 3, 2, 1. Take another one. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations. Congratulations. We're so grateful. We love this town. The Arts District many years ago began with a lady who had the same passion and wanted to start that, and her name was Cindy Funkhauser. And so as we think back and everything that you as students and all of you, when you have dreams and thoughts and passions, follow them. Becky's been absolutely instrumental in expanding every thought that Cindy had. She was a wonderful woman. She had the compassion for others, and she made it happen. So Becky, thank you, and for all your team, your board, everything. And of course, Friday night is First Friday in the Arts District. So for those of you who can come on down, or those of you who'd like to come down with parents, it's wonderful fun, great food, lots of things to do as long as the weather's good. So thank you and congratulations to you. And thank you, Councilwoman Diaz. You always do it so well all the time. So for our next item, look at Mr. GQ dressed Bishop Gorman colors. This is a guy I've known for so long. You're awesome. Here you go.
Thank you. You want to say that again? Hey, good morning, everybody. It is great to be here once again for our city council meeting. I have the honor of honoring some very special young ladies who have made a great accomplishment in our state and in our city. I'm proud to be here this morning with the mayor and council and recognize these ladies who are part of my alma mater, Bishop Gorman High School, and this is the women's volleyball team for the recent Nevada State Championship win. And I want to invite the team and Coach Greg Nunley up, and your assistant coach to come up here to the podium with us. Come on up. I know we have a little PowerPoint that we're going to show. We can roll that. Oh, it is rolling. Man, I tell you what. Let's go here. We have some over here. Say hello to everybody. So a little bit about this. Since 2016, the Bishop Gorman women's volleyball team has consistently been ranked #1 in Nevada. The Lady Gales have won 5 state championships and have a record of 112-2 against teams from Nevada. That is pretty good. If I could say so myself, I played tennis at Gorman, and these ladies heard me say this, and everybody's heard me say this, that we won 4 straight tennis championships while I was there, and we beat everybody. It was pretty cool. The team travels around the country playing in tournaments from Florida to Southern California. The 2021 team finished this season ranked number 12 in the nation, and this past season, their program finished with a number 32 national ranking. The Bishop Gorman volleyball program has produced 13 Division I collegiate athletes. That's pretty amazing. And their sophomore player, Ayanna Watson, recently received the Nevada Gatorade Player of the Year. And this award is given to the most talented young athletes in their sport throughout the United States. Ayanna is the daughter of our friend who has done so much for our community. She is the daughter of Danielle and CJ Watson, who are here with us as well. And Danielle played soccer for the Gales, and CJ was a 2-time men's basketball Nevada Gatorade Player of the Year. So those genes are pretty strong. The success of the volleyball program is due to the outstanding team effort of all past and present athletes in Bishop Gorman Women's Volleyball Program. The support has helped the team to establish a tradition of excellence and has transformed players into strong, independent women who have the confidence to accomplish anything that is paramount to winning. It is great to see women's sports getting the shine these days of whether it's the Aces who have won back-to-back championships, whether it is what's happening with the record-breaking viewership for the Final Four, for the NCAA basketball tournament. It's just great to see women's sports getting the recognition that they deserve, and these ladies deserve it. Maybe one of these young ladies will be playing for our professional volleyball team, which we have here in Las Vegas, if you didn't know, called the Vegas Thrill. And if you haven't been to one of those games, I urge you to go because they are very, very fun and very, very exciting. I want to invite Mr. Nunley up to say a couple of words, sir. And, we're going to present a proclamation to you. And I want to just sort of read a little bit. The City of Las Vegas, Office of the City Council, Certificate of Recognition, Coach Greg Nunley, women's volleyball coach. The mayor and Las Vegas City Council members congratulate you and your coaching staff for your leadership, which led to the team winning the 2024 Nevada State Volleyball Championship. Best wishes for the 24-25 season, signed by the mayor and council. We're going to give you this. We have certificates for all of you young ladies as well. There you go. Say a couple of words.
This is really great. I didn't expect. This is really great. I'm honored, but it shouldn't really say Coach Nunley on here. It should really say the team itself, because I'm just along for the ride. These are outstanding young women who put in a lot of hard work, and the fruits of which are evident for the people that watch and play. So thanks for being a part of our program, and thanks for this. This is really, I'm sincerely honored. Thank you.
Dressing for the team, right?
I'm the eye candy for the rest of you.
I told Mr. Nunley he gets to walk around campus with a little swag on his shoulder because he's the state state volleyball champions. I want to ask also Miss Nevada Gatorade Player of the Year, Ayana. Where are you? I know she's going to put on the spot. Ayana, come up here. You can't get away. I want you to, congratulations to you, number one. It's quite the accomplishment. And I want you to say a couple of words about your experience in playing volleyball, a little bit, and what's your plans for the future?
Sorry, you put me on the spot. I don't like being put on the spot. But, yeah, I've been playing volleyball since I was like 12-ish. It was because my mom forced me to play instead of she forced me to try it because I said I was only going to play basketball. And then she's like, no, you try something new. So I did, and I like it a lot better. Getting Gatorade Player of the Year was like really not expected. I didn't think I was going to get it since I'm only a sophomore. Yeah, it's a big accomplishment for me. And in the future, I want to play volleyball in college at a Power 5 school. I don't know where, but yeah.
And what position do you play?
I'm an outside hitter.
Outside hitter. Okay, that sounds good. You spike the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Or you hit the ball. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, look, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you all. We have certificates for you all, which I'm going to give to Mr. Nunley. He can hand out to you. But they say the women's volleyball team, the mayor and Las Vegas City Council members recognize you for your participation on the women's volleyball team. We further congratulate the team on winning the 2024 Nevada State Volleyball Championship. It takes teamwork to win, and your contribution deserves the highest of accolades, signed by the mayor and city council. So congratulations to you all. Pretty cool. All right, let's take a picture. Why don't we move? Yeah, why don't we move this?
Okay, everyone. Our computers have caught up with us. All right, everybody, we're getting ready to go on. We're going to turn to agenda item 7. This is our public comment time. Shh. Wow, it's good to have control. Okay, this is agenda item 7. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments made will be cross-referenced to those specific items, and if anyone submitted a speaker card or who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium, state your name for the record, and it is your opportunity to address council, but council will not be responding or engaging in dialogue. We'll set the time, Madam Clerk, at 1 minute, please. So anyone who wishes to use this first opportunity? There is no rush to the microphone, which is right up front. So we will move on to agenda item 8. If I can pull the pages apart. This is for number 8 is for possible action. Any items from the 9:30 a.m. session that the council staff and or applicant wish to be stricken, tabled, withdrawn, or held in advance to a future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon at this time. Mayor Pro Tem Knutson.
I have no items, Mayor.
Okay, there are no items. That's the first. We'll move on to agenda item 9 for possible action to approve the final minutes by reference to the April 3rd, 2024 regular city council meeting. Mayor Pro Tem may have a motion to approve the minutes.
Move to approve.
Thank you. There's a motion. Please vote. And please post. And that's usually an easy one to get approval, unanimous. We'll move on to agenda item 10. Items 10 through 25 are on the consent agenda and considered to be routine, are recommended for approval by their departments, and may be enacted in one motion. Mayor Pro Tem may have a motion on the consent agenda for items 10 to 25.
Move to approve the consent agenda, items 10 through 25.
Thank you. Please vote on the motion and please post. And the motion carries. And because we have this wonderful program today, we are going to pull forward our agenda item number 42. And so at this time, this is our reports and presentation and recognition of the City of Las Vegas 5th grade students who successfully completed the Great American Pride program and the founder, Claire Tobler. And this is our wonderful Dr. Tammy Malich.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mayor, City Council, Dr. Tammy Malich, Director of Youth Development and Social Initiatives for the record. And I have the honor today, as the Mayor said, of recognizing our City of Las Vegas 5th grade students that have accomplished something pretty incredible. But first, I want to cover a little bit of history about this, super short history. So with that, let's get started. The Great American Awards is a 5th grade program that highlights the birth of the nation and struggles of our country's history. The intent is to instill pride and help students honor and respect the foundation of our country. The 6 requirements for receiving the Great American Award are to recite the Gettysburg Address from memory, recite the full name of all 46 presidents in order from memory, locate and spell correctly the 50 states and capitals on a map, recite or sing the national anthem or Star-Spangled Banner from memory, recite the preamble to the Constitution of the United States from memory, and write the Pledge of Allegiance with correct spelling, capitalization, and punctuation. I don't know about the rest of you, but how many of you could do that? But these incredible 10-year-olds can do that. And so with that, I I would like to invite down a member of our Department of Public Safety, Justice the Eagle, to help me with this item. And I would also like to invite up Mr. and Mrs. Claire Tobler. Please come down. So the Great American Award was established by Mr. Claire Tobler, a fifth grade teacher in Boulder City, Nevada in 1983. He established this in his very own fifth grade classroom, and it has now grown to the exemplary initiative in schools across the entire United States. How incredible is that? And we were able to locate Mr. Tobler, who is still a resident of Boulder City, Nevada. He was a fifth grade teacher at Andrew Mitchell Elementary School, and he came up with this idea to provide a worthwhile supplemental activity to keep his students engaged when they completed their work. He loved U.S. history, and that's part of the content in the fifth grade standards. It started with 15 students in the 1983-84 school year. That's pretty incredible. I could not locate the number of fifth grade students that participate across the United States. However, I can tell you that over 1,000 students participated just in our city of Las Vegas schools. Mr. Tobler decided as a sixth grader himself he wanted to be a teacher, based partially on his desire to serve, but also because he grew up on a farm in Utah and quickly learned that hauling hay and milking cows was very tiring, and to quote him, the cows never thanked him for his work. Mr. Tobler has 4 children, and 3 of them are CCSD teachers.
Wow,
continuing
wonderful.
the Lord's work. And his lovely wife served as a substitute teacher. Mr. Tobler is proud of his success as a teacher and for making a difference in the lives of students. And so I want to show you today, these are the schools just in the city of Las Vegas that are participating this year in the Great American Award.
Wow.
We had about 250 students that completed, and soon you're going to hear from about 110 of them that were able to join us in chambers today. The balance could not attend or were testing and had other commitments. But before we bring up the students to recite the Gettysburg Address, we told them the Star Spangled Banner, but I said my council would really love to hear the Gettysburg Address. We're going to honor Mr. Tobler on behalf of our mayor and city council for the city of Las Vegas, Mr. Tobler. We would like to issue you a proclamation from the office of the mayor designating and declaring today, May 1st, as Claire Tobler Day.
Well, I couldn't be happier than to be here today to accept this award, but I'm happier to see all these young people that are learning the great American heritage, because we believe in America, and by learning this in their early ages, it'll carry through. And I have kids all the time come and say, oh, I still remember the Gettysburg Address. And it was my dad, when I first started teaching fifth grade, that said, when I was in the fifth grade, I memorized the Gettysburg Address, and I said, I didn't. And I said, that's a great idea. So then I came up with this program, and I'm happy that I was inspired to do it, and I'm just happy for all you teachers and young people that are learning it now. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Congratulations. And I have to add, in this day and age, in the country, around the world, those of us who are Americans, it is the time for this award to have even greater significance than it did the day you decided to move it forward. And I know for the fact that so many of these schools, and at least at the Meadows, where I spent 26 years, Mrs. Bookout and Miss Brennan, how many years has the Meadows been doing this presentation? 16 years. And so it is a time, and I know for us adults, and you can check it out starting way down there on the left of the back wall. How many of us could do that recitation of every president in order? So congratulations to all the students, to Mr. and Mrs. Tobler. This is absolutely unique, wonderful, and I'm so glad, Dr. Malich, it is spread around the country. Phenomenal. We're so proud and grateful. And I have to tell the Meadows students also that when Dr. Malich was in school, she was in Dr. Cobley's school in 4th grade. Lewis Rowe?
Yes, ma'am.
Lewis E. Rowe. So this really is continuity and something very, very special. So, and we know your mayor, Joe Hardy, and I know how proud he is of the fact that you did this and you're from Boulder City. So this is great. Let me turn it back to you, Dr. Malich.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. At this time, I would like to have all of the 5th grade students join us up here. Quick photo. Scooch in, Mrs. Tobler. Scooch in, Justice. Sorry, Mayor. Come on down, 5th graders. Please stay. You're getting the back. All right, 5th graders. So you go towards the front. Taller in the back. Come across, make another Okay, that was a quick lesson in how you move 110 5th graders quickly.
And we have another. Now, I would ask council if you'd all stand up so that the students, if you'd stand, each of you, wonderful.
We can see you in the back for the picture. Okay, with that, we're going to get started. So, welcome to our fabulous 5th grade Great American Challenge awardees. They will receive certificates in the Now Cafe following this, and we're going to give them a little bit of a snack, and we're going to head over to Municipal Courts for a tour. So we have other exciting things planned, but first, their task at hand is to recite for you, I'm going to count down from 3, the Gettysburg Address. 3, 2, 1.
Well done.
Fabulous.
And moms and dads, thank you for listening to them. Moms and dads, brothers, sisters, grandmas, thank you so much for listening to them do this day in and day out. I'm sure we could ask all of you as a group to recite it as well. But students, you did a wonderful job. Your principals, please tell them how wonderful, and tell your fifth grade teachers they're the best, they're the best. And Dr. Malich, I know you have some closing remarks, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Mayor. So thank you to our fifth graders. We are going to have them go out the rows, or the rows right out the door, and we're going to guide you over to the Now Cafe. We'll give credit to Abraham Lincoln, November 19th, 1863. The Gettysburg Address was delivered at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And so credit to that wonderful man and his contribution. Thank you to our fifth graders. Thank you to our mayor and city council for allowing us to do this and interrupt city council with this wonderful recognition that is growing by day. We've already had schools reach out to us asking how they get involved and if they can participate next year. So be ready. We may have to do an annex to City Hall for next year. Thank you, Justice. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Tobler. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. All right.
You know, what's interesting is fifth graders, there aren't any hugely tall ones. Yeah, they're pretty routine.
I was commenting that the Gorman volleyball players, all of them were taller than me.
Well, and certainly the striker, and she's only a sophomore.
I know.
But I have a granddaughter who's almost 6'2", Ross's daughter, and her brother is 6. Ross's son is 6 foot, but the younger daughter is 6'2", played volleyball. No, 5'10". Emily's uncle.
Okay.
All you need, that's where you get an opera singer or something you didn't even know was in your family. They're wonderful. Tell us, what are they going to have in snacks, Dr. Malich?
I do not know, Madam Mayor. Christy, our fabulous Christy, has arranged snacks, so you know it will be wonderful, whatever it is. And our court administrator, Jack, is going to take them on tours and talk to them over at municipal courts. So
wonderful.
We have a full day of activities planned for them. They weren't in a super big rush to get back to school.
I can't imagine why.
In May, right? I don't understand.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Tobler, for this life-altering program you've created. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Malich. Okay. Okay, we will continue.
have the next four.
Yes, please keep going.
Sure. So this was super easy for me, so thank you for that. Dr. Tammy Malich, Director of Youth Development and Social Initiatives.
1 second, Dr. Malich, Chef Dorcas, City Attorney. Mayor, go ahead and read 26, please.
Thank you. Okay. Discussion for possible action to approve the interlocal contract between the City of Las Vegas, Nevada Department of Education to organize, manage, and facilitate 2 statewide conferences for local educational agency and the state public charter authority leaders, juvenile justice leaders, mental health professionals, community coalition partners, and community-based projects. This is reference to all wards.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Dr. Tammy Malich, Director of Youth Development and Social Initiatives. For the record, the purpose of this agreement and the request for action is to approve an agreement between the Nevada Department of Ed and our YDSI department. The intention is for us to be able to help influence the training requirements under Nevada revised statutes that are required for certain educational and community groups that work with youth, vulnerable populations. Almost all of my team does, and so we would have a strand at this conference. We would be able to facilitate and organize it and set up the trainers and speakers aligned around the needs that we are seeing here in Southern Nevada, as well as for our municipality partners and our out-of-school programs. The Nevada Department of Ed would be funding the conference and transferring the funding so that there would be no economic impact to the city of Las Vegas.
Excellent. Excellent. Any questions, comments from council? Yes, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Ms. Malich. Dr. Malich, I meant to say this yesterday, but as you know, I'm doing quite a bit in the realm of children's mental health. And so is it appropriate if you're able to keep me updated? I have a whole consortium of people that are probably interested and would like to be engaged, as would I. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, may I have a motion on agenda item 26, please?
Move to approve item 26.
Thank you. This motion to approve. Please vote and please post. And the motion carries. Thank you very much, and I'm sure Councilman Creer will add his vote when he comes back. Thank you. And now we'll move on to agenda items 27 through 29, together as they're related, but we will vote them separately. Number 27, discussion for possible action to approve a covenant of purpose, use, and ownership for the City of Las Vegas, real property located 1099 C Street, and future site for the West Side Education Training Center, Ward 5, Councilman Creer. Number 28, discussion for possible action to approve a joint management agreement between the City of Las Vegas and College of Southern Nevada for real property located 1099 C Street, future site, West Side Education Training Center, Ward 5, Councilman Creer. And number 29, discussion for possible action to approve a lease and operating agreement between the City of Las Vegas and College of Southern Nevada for the West Side Education Training Center, which will be located at 1099 C Street, again, Ward 5 with Councilman Creer. And any comments herein? Dr. Malich, please.
Thank you. So these items, as you mentioned, are all related. They're all relevant. We have an official address, 1099 C Street, so that's very exciting in and of itself. This is an EDA grant award, and we received the award in late 2021 and then went through the process of meeting all of the EDA's requirements, as well as the process of designing a facility. That has been completed, permits have been pulled, a construction award has been granted, and we are now ready to start construction on this building. And so part of that requires a couple of things by the acceptance of our award. It was $6.9 million, pretty significant investment. It will be a 15,000 square foot education training center that will provide credentialed programs in advanced manufacturing, construction trades, IT, and healthcare, all very necessary, high demand, high wage job fields. That building will be operational within 1 year of construction. We are set to break ground around August 1st due to some delay in some equipment, and complete August 1st of 2025. So very exciting work. The first item is the covenant of land. Purpose of land is required by the EDA that the city commit that we will not use that land or put a lien on the land or sell it or rent it or lease it for any other purpose other than that we stated in the grant. The second item is a joint management agreement that outlines the partnership that we committed to when we submitted this grant with the College of Southern Nevada and the City of Las Vegas. And then the last item, although it seems premature now, it will be quickly upon us, is the operating lease for CSN to operate this facility once construction is completed. And with that, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much. And before we go forward, I'm going to ask Councilman Creer, I'm sure you wanted to vote yay on item 26? Yes. Yes, he said yes, so if you'll add him in there. And now, if there are any comments, questions here from council, I'm going to go ahead and turn them over to you. We'll take a vote, but let you have comments first if you wish, and then we'll take each item and vote on each one, but it be your motion, please.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is a historic day. This is something we've been talking about for a while. We received this grant at the time. It was the largest EDA grant in the history of our state. I think it still holds the record for that. And this is going to transform our community and get people working. And that's what's important. You always heard me say that you give a person a good job, it changes their life, it changes their family's life, and it changes their community's life. So we are on the road to doing just that. So congratulations, and thank you, Dr. Mallage. Thank you to the entire team in Community Services for all the work that you've done, Public Works, the city manager, everybody, and council as well. I thank each and every one of you for your support over the years to make this happen. This is a huge, 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 huge deal. So thank you. I'm going to make a motion to approve item number 27.
Thank you very much. There's a motion on agenda item 27. Please vote and please post. Motion carries unanimously and
thank you
on our screen, and we will move on to 28, please.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve item 28.
Thank you. There's a motion on 28. Please vote and please post, and that carries unanimously. And we'll move on to agenda item 29, please. Councilman Creer.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve item 29.
Thank you very much. There's a motion on 29. Please vote and please post, and it won't let me vote just to aggravate me. There it is. There it goes. It's a little stuck. Again, unanimously. This is a wonderful day, and for everything that you've done and the full team, as Councilman Creer said, and also for the efforts that have been made by our prior councils. It's just been really wonderful to see this come to be. So thank you.
Thank you. If I could just close by echoing Councilman Creer's statements, thanking our city manager. This would not have happened without a commitment and support. The price of everything has gone up. And so what was fully funded has created some opportunity. Thanking our CAO's office, specifically Dimitri and John Radilla. They were instrumental in getting this across the finish line. And then Rosa and Sam Tolman, the Public Works team. I had the easy part. I just got to submit the grant and make it happen. They really made all the magic happen. Teresa in Real Property, like the city team is phenomenal across department. I probably left out folks, but thank you to all of them because they really did the work to make this happen.
Thank you, and our federal friends, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, that's very exciting. Wonderful time. All right, we're on to agenda item 30, boards and commissions, discussion for possible action regarding appointment and nominee Samantha Burgess, Ward 2, as a staff designee in the Neighborhood Partners Fund Board. Annual appointments were made by March 6th City Council meeting. However, a change must be made to accommodate Ward 2 staffing availability. This is your item, Councilwoman Seaman. And
yes, Madam Mayor. Do you want me to move to approve?
If that's what your
I would like to
pleasure is.
move to approve Samantha Burgess as staff designee for Ward 2, our newest member.
Thank you. Please vote and please post. And that motion carries. And welcome to the board of the Neighborhood Partners. Thank you. Then number 31, discussion for possible action regarding the appointments of the City of Las Vegas employees Charles Trushell and Dan Combs as board members, Dawn Boyer, Tom Hornsby, and Chris Marinch as alternates to Sewage and Wastewater Advisory Committee. Mark Dunbar was appointed to the board in 2018. However, he no longer works for the city, and a replacement must be named. Public Works Director is recommending the appointment of staff members George Trushell and Dan Coombs, and as board members, and Dawn Boyer, Tom Hornsby and Chris Marinch as alternates to ensure the city is properly represented at meetings. And I move to approve these appointments, so would you please vote, and then please post. And that motion carries as well. So thank you all for your willingness to serve. And we will move on to agenda item 32, recommending committee bills eligible for adoption later meeting. Items number 32 through 34, bills number 2023-28 and 2024-9 and 2024-10 will be heard at a later meeting. And we will move on to agenda 35. New bills. Items number 35 through 38, bills number 2024-11, 2024-12, 13, 14 will be heard at recommending committee meeting on Monday the 13th of May, 2024. City Attorney, would you please read the new bills?
Yes, ma'am. Bill number 2024-11, an ordinance to amend LVMC Title 10 to add provisions to generally prohibit the outdoor release of balloons inflated with a gas lighter than air and to provide for other related matters. Bill number 2024-12, an ordinance to adopt that certain document entitled First Amended and Restated Development Agreement for Vegas Rising and to provide for other related matters. Bill number 2024-13, an ordinance providing for the issuance by the City of Las Vegas of its general obligation limited tax medium-term transportation bonds Series 2024A in the maximum aggregate principal amount of $30 million for the purpose of financing the cost of a street project, providing details concerning the bonds, the project, and general tax proceeds, and providing other matters relating thereto. Bill number 2024-14, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Las Vegas, Nevada, providing for the issuance of its general obligation limited tax sewer refunding bonds additionally secured by pledged revenues Series 2024B for the purpose of refunding certain of the city's outstanding sewer bonds in the maximum principal amount of $45 million, providing the form, terms, and conditions thereof, and the security therefore, and other details in connection therewith, providing other matters relating thereto, and providing the effective date hereof.
Thank you very much. New bills 2024-11, 12, 13, and 14 are assigned to the May 13th, 2024 recommending committee members, Councilman Knutson, Councilwomen Seaman and Polensky, if any so designated, are unable to attend. Clerk's office will coordinate finding substitutes as necessary at my direction, please. Okay, and now we are on to agenda item 39. Okay, item number 39 on the one motion, one vote agenda, as it is a routine item with no condition changes. Any person representing an application, member of the public or member of council not in agreement with the conditions, all standard conditions for the application recommended by staff should request to have it removed from this portion of the agenda. Agenda item 39, 24-0109-RQR1, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor, owner Mary Bartzis, 13 LLC, on a land use entitlement project request for required review of an approved special use permit U-0059-96 for a 40-foot tall, 14-foot by 40-foot off-premise sign not qualifying as a city communication sign at 3941 North Rancho Drive, General Commercial Zone, Ward 5, Councilman Creer. Staff recommends approval. This is a public hearing that I declare open. Is there anyone wishing to be heard on agenda item 39? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close public hearing. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion on the one motion, one vote item, please?
Mayor Pro Tem? Just real quick, if you don't mind, Madam Mayor,
Yes.
Pro Tem, I own a billboard company, and just want to disclose that, but there is no conflict with me in this item, and I'll be voting on it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Move to approve the one motion, one vote.
Thank
agenda.
you. There's a motion on agenda item 39 to approve. Please vote and please post. And thank you, Councilman. Motion carries. We're on items 40, 40A, 40B. 230645 Bands item on the following land use entitlement project request on .16 acres at 623 South 4th Street, C1 Limited Commercial Zone. 40A, 230645 SUB1, a bands item, special use permit for a proposed 1,235 square foot alcohol on premise full use with a 4,980 square foot outdoor patio area, and 40B 230645 SUP2, a bands item, special use permit for a proposed open air vending and transient sales lot use. The applicant owner is Downtown Sanchez LLC. Planning Commission and staff recommend approval on the entire land use entitlement project. These are in Ward 3 with Councilwoman Diaz, or public hearings which I declare open. Is the applicant or representative present? Good morning.
Good morning, Jennifer Lazovich, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here today on behalf of the applicant. This is a picture of what the building looks like today. There was a prior approval for this type of use on this site, but unfortunately the owners, which are the same owners that got it before, didn't file an extension of time in place, so we are bringing forward what amounts to be almost the same application, except with a change. We have now added the request for an outside food truck. That food truck would be, we have a spot for it designated on site, so we could have rotating types of food that would come, and we'd have a designated space and parking spot on site, so we wouldn't be parking on the public street or in an alley. The concept is that building that I showed you would be rehabbed. I understand there's a little bit of historical interest in who once lived in that building, but we would be keeping it, but just refreshing the outside and of course the inside, and then we'd be developing a patio on the exterior of it. There have been some concerns raised, and I want to address those separately. One is there's an adjacent office building next to us to the south. This is their parking lot that is on this site plan right here. And so we've been talking with them since the Planning Commission on something to address their concerns about possible patrons of the bar parking in their parking lot. And what we've come up with, we've shared this plan with them, is that these little dots that you see along and in front of their parking spaces, we at our expense and cost, but of course with their permission, would be installing no parking signs. Essentially the parking signs would say a version of, and we'll talk to them and confirm what they want it to say, but that it's permit parking only, enforced 24 hours a day, and perhaps even number the spaces so it feels very formal and official. They do use all those spaces for their office. And they've also asked that we place them in specific locations. So for example, these parking spaces face out towards the alley, and these parking spaces face in towards the parking lot. So we would post a sign right here in the middle, and then the sign itself would be on both sides, so it would face both parking spaces. When you get to the spaces that are next to the building, we had thought we'd put a sign on the wall. They say there's enough room to put it in a post right in front of each parking space, so the idea being that every parking space has a sign. If for some reason this doesn't work, we'll work with them on a chain or something like that. But we're optimistic that a sign in every parking space will give people the idea that you shouldn't be parking there if you want to come to the bar. In addition to that, there were some concerns about possible amplified noise from the bar area, and I should make it clear, it's the outside activation of the patio area. Again, the building remains, but if we had any outside amplified music in the patio area, there were concerns about noise. And so we've worked with the Councilwoman's office to address those concerns. We've worked with your planning staff, and with your permission, I'd like to read the conditions into the record.
Thank you.
Okay, number one, there shall be no outside amplified sound from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. Friday and Saturday, and from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. on Sunday through Thursday. And number two, an administrative required review shall be conducted at both 60 days and 6 months from the date of business license issuance to address possible concerns regarding outside amplified sounds. And the third condition if agreed to by adjacent property owner of APN 139-34-311-139, the applicant shall install no parking signs within the adjacent property owner's parking lot, as I just described. So with that, we appreciate actually both staff and Planning Commission recommending approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Let's hear from Mr. Floyd or Mr. Lowenstein.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Peter Lowenstein for the record. The requested special use permits adhere to all the minimum Title 19 requirements and align with the vision of the 2045 Downtown Las Vegas Master Plan. Staff finds that the proposed uses can be conducted in a compatible and harmonious manner with the surrounding area, and therefore recommending approval. And as, if approved, those following conditions as read into the record by Ms. Lazovich would apply. Thank you.
I'm wondering why, and I know we have those signs that are on both sides, I understand that. Why is not an amount like whatever it would be, $100 fine for parking there? Somehow the sign without the penalty or consequence, people disregard. And they figure it's during the daytime or whatever. That it would say on each of those signs that the fine is X. I mean, that stops you. You know you're going to have to cough up $100 or whatever.
Well, Madam Mayor, it's not a city parking lot, so we wouldn't enforce any kind of fines in that regard. So it would be privately maintained, so they would have a towing company of some sort, and then they would incur the associated fees if their vehicle was towed from that parking lot.
And who owns the property down lower with all those spaces?
I'll have to log in and get you an answer shortly.
It's privately owned.
But your conversation has been with them?
Yes, we've been talking
Okay.
directly with the owner of the office building who also owns the parking lot. And, you know, as late as last night, they were sending me some revised language. We'll work with them on what they want the sign to say that they think will be the most effective deterrent for anybody to park there who's not
Well,
part of
and
their
if it's
office.
monitored appropriately and there's no problem as is planned, that's great. But if they find violation of that, just a suggestion.
Yes,
Because
agreed.
I see it myself when I drive around. If there's a number on there, that seems to make people stop and not use violated spaces. So, any comments, questions before? Pardon? Public comment. Yes, but anything from council first. Any comment down there? Okay, and now anybody from the public? Yes, please come forward and state your name for the records, or state your names for the record, please. And thank you for coming down.
Good morning. My name is Mo Yehia, M-O-Y-E-H-I-A. I'm a resident at 353 East Bonneville, the Jewel Building.
You want to speak into the microphone?
Sorry.
Thank you. You want to do that again?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Mo Yehia, M-O space Y-E-H-I-A, a resident at 353 East Bonneville. The Jewel Building, as you guys probably know, it's a roughly 350-unit building on Bonneville and 4th. About a quarter of the balconies overlook the proposed bar. Very briefly, Ms. Mayor and Councilwoman Diaz, my background is a little bit like yours. Ex-New Yorker who moved to the main line in outside of Philadelphia, and I've been in Vegas for about 5 years with stops in California and Illinois. So it took me a little longer to get here than maybe you, but I made it.
You made the same path. I'm New York to Philly. Main
Exactly.
line. Red
And when
line.
I was here, there was 2 Dutch brothers. You know, now there's about 2 dozen. So just to give you a
Great.
example. I'm a commodity trader and investor, so I can't get you a deal on gasoline. I usually suggest Costco, but I can tell you why the price is where it's at. I work, as you might surmise, East Coast hours, so I'm up very early, like other professionals in my building. I would like to say I'm beyond excited for the development in the downtown area and Symphony Park. Excuse me. It reminds me a lot of Lower East Side in Brooklyn in the early 2000s. I was living there. It was a place that you wouldn't go to Brooklyn in those years, and now it's more expensive than Manhattan. So kudos to you guys for facilitating some of the growth and diversification of the city, and hopefully we're not too far from becoming a first-tier city, like in New York or Chicago very soon. Also appreciate Adelena's help. Councilwoman, I think she's a keeper. She's been very professional and prompt. I have a pretty large real estate portfolio, including a couple properties downtown and one in another city that has a proposed bar of this sort going up across the street. That project unfortunately devolved. It was very similar in that very large outdoor space, much bigger than the indoor space, grandfathered in by a prior council person. It was partially built, it was given a license which was then revoked, and ultimately it's sitting vacant. So, I have some experience with this type of issue, and I just want to get ahead of things, as I'm sure you all do as well. The appeal of downtown and the Jewel specifically is it's a high-end building with, very quiet, respectful neighbors, but it's urban proximity. So I like to say I can walk to First Friday, but I'm not overlooking it, and I do go to most First Fridays. I want to see development in the area, just like you guys want to, but I think guardrails are essential, and I think the devil's in the detail. I also watch Channel 2, the council meeting, these council meetings recorded, so a little bit about how my life is going. And I remember Councilwoman Diaz, very recently, there was a case where a business owner downtown with a buggy rental business simply wanted to add a few spots for car sales. And I thought to myself, well, that seems reasonable. It's automotive. And I remember you denied the claim. And initially I thought, wow, that was kind of harsh. Why would she do that? And in thinking about it a little bit more, I realized a buggy rental touristic business is very different than a used car dealer. And so I think very similar with this case, a true restaurant at 623 South 4th would absolutely be welcome with open arms. But anything that starts to look like a late night bar, a beer garden, a food truck hall, or some sort of event kind of space, indoor or out, I'm opposed to. Specifically, this is obviously not a commercial corridor. This is not a Fremont Street, a Charleston, Main, LVB. This is 4th Street. There's still some questions, very basic, that haven't been answered. For example, what are the hours of operation? Something open from 12 to 8, we're probably not even having this discussion at all. But something open from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., very different discussion. Number two, as I mentioned, it doesn't conform to the high-end residential and professional surroundings. So I don't have the map with me, apologies for that, but on all three sides, the proposed building is surrounded by either commercial law offices or similar, or residential high-rise or cottages. And the two lots that are next to it that are vacant are rumored, and there's even signs posted, rumored to be residential as well. So to be very honest, I think those people I feel worse for than me, who's at least a couple dozen feet away. But the point is that ultimately, we all know when you serve alcohol, when you have a giant patio, when you have late night hours, that attracts a certain type of crowd, and I just want to get ahead of that. Look at First Friday as an example, great event, but look at the police presence there, and that's for a reason. So when you have a 5,000 square foot space for outdoors, you can literally fit hundreds of people. It could devolve quickly, and I want to prevent that. Next, I would say very quickly, the zoning persists with the property, so even if this doesn't work out, it stays, and the next owner can essentially try again. And then just general issues with bars. Obviously, there's some concern around parking. There's only a few dozen spaces on 4th and Garces total. The trash collection coming potentially as early as 5 in the morning. That's what happens at our building. Smells of grease and food, rodents, noise, broken glass, crowds, et cetera, et cetera. You guys have been doing this a lot longer than me, and I think I'm sure I've heard these complaints before. The city ordinance, I think, is pretty clear. Essentially, there's quieter hours after 10 p.m. So I appreciate what the client has tried to do, but respectfully, I don't think they've done anything that goes beyond what the current ordinance states, which is you have to kind of be quiet after 10 p.m., and I didn't quite hear that, although some clarification might be helpful. The goal here, obviously, is to prevent this from devolving in advance, and to get neighbors to be patrons of this business. I don't think a business can survive in that area, or maybe in any area, without having neighbors be the primary patron. So quite simply, I think the more that this business looks like a restaurant, the more I'm excited for it, and I think others are. The more it looks like some sort of beer garden or similar, the more I'm opposed to it. So my suggestion would be, one, to either reduce or enclose the patio, to number two, to close the patio completely at 9 p.m., which is just 1 hour before the city ordinance hits, which would give you enough time to clean up, shuffle people out, etc. And three, to prevent at any time amplified music or events occurring on that patio. And lastly, possibly even to have some security. Again, a 5,000 square foot patio is a very unique situation. You could have hundreds of people, and we just don't want the situation to devolve. The last thing I'll say is, Tiana's here. I guess she's shy, so she's here for moral support. She's our property manager at the Jewel, and her main comments that she's aggregated from residents are, as you would expect, concern about noise, parking, crowds, trash and debris, disturbances, vandalism, glass, etc. What happens is, and what currently happens with properties nearby, residents come to her and complain, and that's outside of her purview. She can't control a business that's even in our building on the first level, let alone one that's across the street. So in conclusion, I'm pro-business. I moved here for the culture that you guys have created. I love development. I think any investor has to. I'm a minority business owner, so it's great to see another minority business owner. But the devil is in the detail, and so I don't want to approve a project personally at the expense of peace of mind or investment value or anything like that. So limiting hours, not having amplified music or events, and just having a smaller or enclosed footprint for the patio, I think would go a long way, and I appreciate your time and consideration.
Thank you. Thank you. And your name, please, and if you have any comments to add, even though you're shy. Please.
Tiana Hudson.
And if you'll pull the microphone over, please.
Tiana Hudson, and I'm the general manager for Jewel. And I echo what Mo said. We do get a lot of complaints in regards to noise, vandalism, and things like that. So it is the residents' fear that if that establishment opens, that we would have a bigger crowd. They would then come across the street, vandalize our property, hang out on the sidewalk at all times of day, and late night, things like that, and interrupt the quiet hours and the peaceful enjoyment of our residents at Jewel.
And have you or anybody that works at Jewel in security or anything else called law enforcement? Have you had complaints, and especially in the alley?
We not in regards to that establishment, obviously because it's not open, but we have a lot of homeless right there already. So we have contacted Metro in regards to the homeless. We have them come on our property. We found drugs, paraphernalia, things like that. We've had a lot of graffiti. They yell and scream all times of day and night, things like that. Some of them are even aggressive. So I can only imagine if this opens up with, people that's, alcohol intake and things like that, it can become very detrimental to our residents at Jewel.
Sin City Seafood, some of the complaints around Sin City.
Yeah, that's true too. Not lately, but we have had some complaints of, we have a restaurant at Jewel. It's right on the corner of 3rd and Bonneville called Sin City Seafood, and they do sometimes have gatherings, and they leave the door open, and we're constantly having to tell them to shut the door because of the music and things like that. So we've had complaints in regards to that as well.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comments, Mr. Lowenstein or Mr. Floyd? Nothing? Okay, here. This is our public comment period time, and so is there anyone else on agenda item 40, 40A, or B? All right, I'm going to close public comment. Thank you both for coming to speak. Any questions, comment from council? Okay, Councilwoman Diaz.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and I don't want to butcher Mo's last name, so I just want to say to Mo and Tiana, thank you for making sure that we were in receipt of the community's concerns about this agenda item. we've been hearing you all the way as it evolved from Planning Commission to the City Council for us for entertainment. I know that I recently hosted a community meeting, and a big topic of concern by the residents was noise, and some venues not being respectful of the residents' time to go to bed. And we're not talking about 11 p.m., we're talking about 2 a.m. in the morning, right? So prompted by that feedback that my office received and that I heard firsthand, been engaging with Ms. Lazovich about this particular business operator, what the vision is, what they want to bring downtown. I can tell you that activating a space is always going to be somewhat more productive than it continuing to be vacant and dilapidated. And so obviously by it sitting there idly and no life being, breathed into it currently, it's just perpetuating the unhoused and folks going in and that property not having any life to then deter those elements. So I always think about, right now, what do we have? Looking to the future, what could become? So we went back and forth talking about hours and the parking. I just want to clarify for my residents through planning, per our ordinance, our noise ordinance, what is the hours by which people are currently held to stop any kind of noise in a neighborhood?
Through you, Madam Mayor. So pursuant to Title IX, which is the Health and Safety section of the Las Vegas Municipal Code, subchapter 9.16, the use or operation of any purpose of a loudspeaker, public address system, sound amplification device in connection with any radio, phonograph, tape recorder, microphone, or similar device in such manner as at a volume that is plainly audible to human ear at a distance of 50 feet or more from the source of the sound between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. on public right-of-way or in public space or on a truck, other vehicle, etc. That is your hours restrictions on the amplified noise.
So currently, per our ordinances citywide, then it's 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, and I think the mayor has a comment. So
yes, I will defer entirely to you, but going back 25 years now here involved with the city, and knowing what happened as people began to invest, the loft, Newport lofts, Jewel being constructed, the dream and vision to make our city core as strong a residency and mixed use. I can't support this. I mean, listening to their comments, my personal, I love that there's a vacant piece of property and it needs to be fixed up. I don't believe this is the right place for what's being proposed. So I will be voting against it, and I'm sorry, but I do defer to you. I just know the times that we're working so hard with copper theft and the dark lights and the homeless and crime and drugs and everything. And if we just do it in one place, we're going to do it somewhere else. I just can't support it unless listening to you, you've already been there, heard all of that, and it's in your ward. So I just want you to know at this point, that's where I am.
Thank you, Mayor. I've also talked to other residents who are optimistic about this offering coming in close proximity to them. They do live in the community. They would want to maybe have something after a really rough day at work that's within 50 feet of walking distance, and maybe even partake in whatever the offerings are, whether there's going to be a local band playing, because, for example, we have Mr. Floyd who plays in a band. Maybe someday down the road we're going to all go to happy hour for city. And so I think the balance here is what's important, and one, holding the operator accountable, right? We know we have residents, we know we have people who need to go to bed, and we don't want just horrid, obnoxious noise keeping them up when they're supposed to be resting so that they can get up and work on East Coast hours. So Ms. Lazovich, would you have any heartburn pulling back the Sunday to Thursday hours by an hour, seizing that at 9?
I don't, is there an item after me? I'd have to ask.
Okay, so what we can do, so you can ask the client is, let's, I guess, hold this here, yeah, trail it, because we don't have very many other items after this, or we may want to hold it one more time, but we're already here, and I don't want to like further bring along the residents nor you and your client. So let's trail it. Hear the next item. Hopefully you can
And so
make
the
contact.
ask is for the Sunday through Thursday, go to 9 p.m.
Yes.
Which is, just so I'm saying it for the record, 2 hours before what the city ordinance would normally say.
Correct. Just out of respect for the residents that live in the adjacency, and obviously on a weekend, we kind of, on a Friday, Saturday, have more flexible, and I would then entertain that going to 11. And just so we know and we're clear, there is going to be a required review 60 days after they open, because we're going to obviously keep hearing from the residents about, are they being good operators? And then also, Ms. Lazovich, you're very knowledgeable about making sure the speakers are turned inward from Area 15, and hopefully if you could advise your client to also take some of those measures in to just make sure that the noise stays within the confines of the patio and doesn't carry over too much into the adjacency.
Yeah, and I should also say this, the vision of the owners is not to have some big, loud music. In fact, it was kind of said the other way. A lot of what downtown has, and it's wonderful, but is for the younger crowd that it maybe has a different, like or taste in music, and that there's not as many places where older, meaning over 50, I can't believe I'm saying that, but over 50, older, that's more what this was trying to gear towards, not like a younger thing. It's more to fill what is seen as a void in terms of a cool place to go downtown, but that might be a little older, and that just doesn't edge towards this crazy loud music, and I understand what the concern is. So I think I can get an answer relatively quickly if you can just go to the item after me, and then I can come back up.
Okay.
If you
That
would,
be a
Madam
yes.
Mayor?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. We will trail this then. We will move on. That was agenda item 40. We're going to 41. 24097. Yes? Yes. RQR1, public hearing, applicant Value Market, owner Value LLC. Possible action on land use entitlement project request for a required review of an approved special use permit 220704 SUP1 for a proposed 2,600 square foot alcohol off-premise full use at 1510 East Sahara Avenue, C1 Limited Commercial Zone, Ward 3, Councilwoman Diaz. Staff recommends approval. This is a public hearing. Good morning, or good morning, which I declare open. Are you the Value LLC folk?
Yes.
Please.
Good morning, Mayor, members of the council. Jim DiFiore of DiFiore Consulting and Business Services, representing Mr. Cosa and Value Market. And we would certainly approve or would like to have the council approve based upon staff's recommendation. And we were also able to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Floyd?
Yep, thank you, Mayor.
Musician Floyd.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. The business has operated according to its license for the off-premise sale of alcoholic beverages without direct incident or violation over the past year, and has shown that the use can be conducted in a manner that's harmonious and compatible with the adjacent commercial and multifamily residential uses. Staff therefore approves the one-year review and recommends no additional future reviews. Thank you.
Thank you. This is public hearing. Is there anyone on agenda item 41 that would like to make comment? I'll close public hearing. Are there any questions, comment from council? Okay, Councilwoman Diaz.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you so much. I haven't heard any complaints either coming into my office since we gave you the opportunity to take this on in your market. And so I've been leaning closely into staff as well to see as business license department has gone to do their inspections and their spot checks. They don't have anything negative to report either. You're in, like you told us, and you met with me and you told me, we're gold standard operator, and we've been in the community many years, and we continue to be above board. So I don't have anything to say, but I move to approve agenda item 41, following staff's recommended approval.
Thank you. This motion on agenda 41 for approval. Please vote and please post. Unanimous. Good luck going forward.
Thank you very much.
You. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go back to agenda item 40.
Good morning, Jennifer Lazovich, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here today on behalf of the applicant for item number 40 again, and the revised condition that would prohibit noise Sunday through Thursday from 9 p.m. to, outdoor amplified noise from 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. Sunday through Thursday is acceptable. Did I say it right?
All right, through you, Madam Mayor, I'll just reread it with the amendment. So there shall be no outside amplified sound from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. Friday and Saturday, and from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. on Sunday through Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Yes, we
I
agree.
appreciate your client's indulgence, and then your clients also, you already articulated the other conditions, but just, out of clarity, then let's reinstate, because we're all trying to follow all the moving parts and pieces. So there's going to be a required review at 60 days upon opening. That will make sure that as the residents report to me whether there's things that aren't kosher, then we have an opportunity to then revisit what we're going on a limb to grant today. I hope you know that. We're hoping that it's value added to the adjacency and positive activation for the community to use. So then the hours of operation Sunday through Thursday will be no outdoor amplified music, 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. And then on Friday, Saturday, it's 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. And is there another condition? And then we also have the parking condition about putting up the signs of no parking in the adjacent parking lot.
That's right. Through you, Madam Mayor, if you want, I can just reread them so that the record is
Yes, Mr.
clear on-
Lowenstein, please capture them clearly for me.
Sure. So, as stated, the first condition would be, there shall be no outside amplified sound from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. Friday and Saturday, and from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. on Sunday through Thursday. Second condition would read, an administrative required review shall be conducted at both 60 days and 6 months from the date of business license issuance to address possible concerns regarding outside amplified sounds. And condition number 3 would read, if agreed by the adjacent property owner of APN 13934311139, the applicant shall install no parking signs within the adjacent property owner's parking lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And again, if I might, Madam Councilwoman.
Yes.
I think the property as planned right now, I'd love to see it fixed up, but I think it's incompatible with the area. I can't bring myself to even approve it for 60 days, assumedly because you've done so much work, and I know Ms. Lazovich so well, and she really gets behind her projects, and so it has nothing to do with that effort. I just know the vision for downtown, and we're working so hard, and I don't think it's compatible. So I'm going to be voting against it. Thank you.
Ms. Lazovich, just so you can clarify, what does your client foresee the hours of operations to be?
I don't know right now. I mean, again, there is a noise ordinance in place that beyond what we're talking about now with any kind of amplified music, I mean, if they're having problems, they need to, with other businesses that have nothing to do with mine, they need to reach out to code enforcement, because we've read it and it says you're not supposed to hear beyond that, that's in violation of the noise ordinance, then obviously there's avenues that need to be taken. But for this, I don't know what the hours of operation would be, but I do know that any kind of amplified music we would be willing to agree to, but it might go a little bit longer than that, but that would just be people talking, not like music or anything.
Okay. And so my next question is for planning department. So let's say this moves forward with the support of the council. Let's say within the 60-day review, there is negative feedback about how the operations are going. At that point, do we have the ability to claw back this use?
Through you, Madam Mayor, and Jeff can correct me if I misspeak, but there is a revocation process for land use. At that point, the required review, if the council deemed to deny the required review, would then set the precedent for a future hearing item for revocation of the original use permit or use permit at that time.
And you can modify conditions too.
And so I guess something that's occurring to me, so let's say the 9 p.m. Hours for the amplified music is done. Is there an agreement we can reach to where maybe there's not folks in the exterior past those hours as well? Because the concern would be that the boisterous, loud, maybe somewhat intoxicated crowd out in the patio area.
People over 50, please.
May get a little loud and also be a factor. So could that also be something that we adhere to? Because I think that's a concern also from the community.
I don't know. I don't know as I sit here right now. But I would say this. Can we give them a chance? It is 60 days. If they are not, I mean, this is, I get the concern. They understand the concern. It's somebody, the people who own this are lifelong Las Vegas residents, still live here. And so they don't make a habit of being bad neighbors. They just never have. And so I would like to give them the chance. Of course, we completely understand with the amplified music, but I think that there's also other stuff in place in addition to the review that we'll have. But I'd like to give them the chance to prove that they're good. And if they're not good, then there's a condition that limits the hours, or there's a condition that takes away the live music, or whatever the case may be, if they're not being good. I have full confidence in these owners that they will be good.
Okay. All right. Mayor, having heard Ms. Lazovich, I know they have been going back and forth with us. I know that it's been somewhat painful probably for her client to say, okay, we're going to pull it back to 9. I would like give them the opportunity, because I think that the way that building sits right now is just more of a pain for our MORE team and our conditions team and all the adjacency. I think it can be shifted towards a positive direction. And I don't really think, like, I grew up watching Cheers, and I don't think like a neighborhood bar is necessarily a bad thing. I know it has the outdoor patio component to it, but some days we do want to be outside because we've been cooped up all day in our little offices or spaces. And so I think there's a way to make it a win-win situation, a win for the residents, a win for the business owners. And so I'm going to go ahead and move this agenda item with the conditions that Mr. Lowenstein articulated. And if we don't have compliance, then we'll have to seek another avenue in the future.
Can I mention one thing or no?
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's already gone. So there is a motion, please, to approve, and please vote, and please post. And the motion carries.
Thank you.
So thank you very
Appreciate
much
it.
for coming down. Good luck.
Thank you.
60 days. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item 43. I'm going to ask our clerk to set the date on any appeals filed or required public hearings, and the appeals from City Planning Commission meetings, dangerous building, or nuisance litter abatements.
Will do, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're into our second citizen participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council. No subject may be acted upon by the City Council unless the subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium, give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. Of course, as you know, it's your opportunity to address council, but council will not respond or engage in dialogue. So please, good morning.
May I have the 3 minutes?
Yes, please. 3 minutes, please, if we could.
Daniel Braisted, B-R-A-I-S-T-D. A couple items here. First, I want to compliment Parks and Recreations for fixing their wall at Bonanza and Las Vegas Boulevard. It's been repaired and painted. It looks great. I'm about 4 months late on acknowledging the city for cleaning the crosswalks in the city. Somebody went through and you could almost see that there was red underneath, and I was late in letting them know. I heard a candidate who's running for mayor, and I asked them if they'd ever been to a city council meeting, and they said no. And I'm going, what sort of education do we have for them not to research what they want? I heard another candidate describe the courtyard, the purpose of the courtyard, the building and all, and I asked them, did they know that the city is paying $26 million for a courtyard? And they said no. Somewhere along the line, this city is not communicating all the good works you're doing. And I like the idea of 4 minutes at each meeting, where 60 items in 4 seconds each video is covered. I just want to mention that the 3D printing facility at the Innovation Center on 4th Street is open. They're giving classes. It looks like a good idea. I haven't seen that publicized. I do encourage that to be stepped forward. Just wondering if the city has received a report for 2023 from the Downtown Alliance. I'm interested in what they're not doing, and I think they should be included. Still getting a poor response on See, Click, and Fix. Over a year ago, I mentioned 200 feet of each sidewalk on Nye Street and Lahar over 2 years ago, and nothing's happened. It's all broken up, bad concrete, and somewhere on the See, Click, Fix is a good idea, but somebody needs to get in and kick some butt. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I guess, Michael Midovich. Welcome back.
Hello, thank you again. Michael Miadovich for the record. So today I wanted to talk about the spiritual crisis that I feel is going around Las Vegas and the rest of the world. I feel as if there has been a lack in faith of the one true God, which I believe to be source, which is the light of truth. I believe that there is a light more powerful than everything in this life, and it creates everything around us. And it's important for us, really, the only purpose for us in this life is to live in oneness to our true, authentic, divine nature, which is our higher self, which comes from the higher realms, which lives in, it's light. It's the true way of life. It's beyond this way of life, but it's the true way of life that we're supposed to be living. That's taught throughout the Bible and other ancient works as well. And it comes down to Earth is a very sacred and precious being and very important. And too many people waste all the resources on Earth for their own selfishness and their own greed and corruption. And it causes too much havoc and destruction, and it ruins the natural way of life that we're supposed to be living here on this planet. And all of life is created by a force of life that supplies all of it with all of its power. And it's the only reason there's any life here on this planet or anywhere else. And it's why we're supposed to live in atonement, which is oneness with it, because then we come into our true, authentic nature, our real divine selves, instead of being caught in this mortal, egoic concept of what life actually is, which is all but a lie and a delusion. There is only one true purpose on this planet, and that is to praise, serve, worship, honor, and glorify the Creator that creates all of the light, that creates all of life, and controls all of life always, and does it perfectly. When we start listening to our inner nature, our inner authentic nature, and our divine self, and not by these mortal standards of ego, objectivity, and lies and corruption, then we can actually live in oneness with the way of life that we're supposed to be living, and not caught up in all these lies and delusions, because that's the greed and the selfishness and the corruption of the ego, which doesn't do us any benefit and only causes us harm and damage, and only ruins the true way of life that we're supposed to be living. So I'd say it's to come in to oneness, awareness with our divine self, with our true nature, and to let that be our calling and the only way of life that we ever search after and we ever seek after with everything we do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll close the second public and final public comment. And now we will see if there's any emerging issue. Do we have an emerging issue, Councilwoman Seaman?
No, we don't.
No, do we, Councilman Greer? We're not emerging today? How about down this end, no re-emerging? You've escaped. Wonderful. Okay, so now we're on to agenda item 46, which is council recognition. And so last time there. So this time we'll start with Councilwoman Diaz, because you haven't had enough to do today.
I appreciate that, Mayor. Well, first and foremost, we're here at the top of May, and the upcoming celebrations we have for this month are Cinco de Mayo, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, hence why a lot of us have our leis up here on the dais, and Skin Cancer Awareness Month. And I just hope that everyone gets a lot of celebrating before it starts to warm up too much to be outdoors, and don't forget to wear your sunscreen as a reminder and a nod to Skin Cancer Awareness Month. Also coming up is Happy Mother's Day to all of the amazing moms and sometimes dads that have to be the moms in their kids' lives. So we hope that you are lucky enough to be able to be celebrated by the little ones or not so little ones that love you. And we know that Mother's Day in Mexico, Ecuador, and El Salvador is celebrated on May 10th, not on the second Sunday. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. On April 18th, I enjoyed visiting the state-of-the-art Carpenters International Training Center. The team and I learned about the numerous apprenticeship programs and trainings offered at the site. Programs range from welding, solar, leadership, communication, and marketing, and so much more. I'm grateful for the investment that the ITC is making in our residents seeking better paid jobs and with union benefits, and let's just make sure that they can keep up with the growth in our valley. On April 21st, the Arts District was the host to Chalk It Down, and I just want to give the 18B Arts District Board a big thanks for organizing this festival. We got to see the creativity of our residents, including our very own talented city employee, Stephen Horlock. The gathering of local artists and vendors made this event truly remarkable. I can't wait to see what gets put on the sidewalks next time. On Earth, we had a few Earth Day celebrations in Ward 3. I was happy to celebrate with seniors at Sunrise Senior Village who got to adopt an herb or flowering plant to care for. And on Saturday, I joined Nevada Energy and Get Outdoors Nevada for a very spectacular park cleanup at Gary Reese Freedom Park. And actually, former Councilman Reese's daughter works for Nevada Energy, so it's kind of cool to see the Reese family partaking in keeping up the park named after their dad as well. So thank you to all the volunteers, Nevada Energy and Get Outdoors Nevada, for making a deep clean. And I did say that I wanted to give all of our maintenance staff for our Parks and Rec department, kudos, because as we were about to launch and deploy volunteers, they're like, what is there to clean? So the grounds were looking really marvelous, and what we did was just micro trash, which is cigarette butts, caps, straws, things that don't get captured that easily. On April 26th, I had the pleasure as the Workforce Connections Chair to celebrate a big win at the Employee Envy Business Hub at the Sahara Library location with Congresswoman Susie Lee. She was able to get us $800,000 to help Southern Nevadans with career training and upskilling. I'm proud that I get to work on the LEO Consortium as the chairwoman, and I thank my fellow board members for their continued support. And as you can see, there were several people celebrating. Aside from Congresswoman, we had Assemblyman Nguyen, we had the director of the library system, Kelvin Watson, and so many other champions of making sure that we're reaching our community's needs. On April 27th, I enjoyed a very joyous Children's Day Festival and movie night with the community at Gary Reese Freedom Park. We had a great opportunity to build community, to make life better for all, and we had an amazing time celebrating with dance, music, games, toy giveaways, lucha libre, which is wrestling, and a screening of Disney's movie Wish. A big thank you to all of our amazing sponsors, Coolsville Tattoo, La Bonita Supermarket, and Fiesta 98.1 FM for all of their generous support and contributions to make it a smashing success. Events coming up on Thursday, May 9th, we have our 8th annual baby shower. We're going to be giving away door prizes, and several vendors are offering a vast variety of resources for our mothers who need them. They're going to be new and gently used baby items. And Stupak Community Center always does an amazing job with this event. If you need more information, you can call 702-229-2488 or go directly to Stupak Community Center on May 9th from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. We also have CCSD's resource fair happening at the Family Support Center located in Ward 3 at 1720 South Maryland Parkway. CCSD Mental Health Support Team for join them for engaging activities and resources focused on mental health and social emotional learning for your family. And I know that as a mom, this is an area that I'm increasingly struggling with, and I'm glad that the school district has an event to offer and equip parents with some tools. On May 11th is Eldorado Days Parade, so don't forget to save the date, May 11th, 11 a.m., and actually it starts 10 a.m. on 4th Street between Gass and Stewart Avenues. And we know that it was formerly known as Las Vegas Days Parade, but Mayor, we were able to retain its original title, Eldorado Days Parade, and we're simply just always thrilled to be the host. And so it'll be the 119th. Let's see, May 15th will be the 119th anniversary of the land auction in 1905, which marks the beginning of Vegas. That's a little bit of history. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's Community Boot Camp. Have you ever dreamed of becoming a firefighter? You're invited to Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's Community Boot Camp. Test your physical ability and learn how to prepare for the Firefighting Academy. It's free and open to all ages 14 and up, and it's Sunday, May 26th, 9 to noon at the Cashman Complex, 850 Las Vegas Boulevard North. Lastly, final invitation is to come and participate. I want you to save the date. The City of Las Vegas is hosting a meeting at East Las Vegas Community Center regarding our Stewart Place Complete Streets major overhaul that we gained a significant amount of funding from the federal government, and we're taking now the community input as to what they want to see in terms of transformation of Stewart from 6 to Nellis. This is the time to tell us what you envision, what your dreams are, what you think we need to be capturing in the scope of the project. It's $23.9 million federal raised dollars that we were allocated to do this project, and we definitely want to make sure the community is involved in the process. So come on out. It will be Wednesday, May 29th 5:30 to 7 p.m. at East Las Vegas Community Center on Stewart and Eastern. And we just wanted to let everyone know, because we do get a lot of calls in the office about seeing a lot of orange cones everywhere in Ward 3. We just want you to know that there is seeingorangenv.com, where you can go and try to find information about road projects or things that are happening in close adjacency to you. So it'll tell you start dates, end dates, and the agency leading the project. And if the project is not listed there, then you can always call our office. And that's my final sign. You can always, my final slide is to always reach out to the office and ask us anything you want to know or bring to our attention in Ward 3. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Seaman.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Oh, my mic.
We don't want to miss it.
I have a very loud voice. So I'm always happy to be invited to sit on a panel with brilliant women business owners. The National Association of Women Business Owners, Women Leading the Way Summit was a fantastic opportunity to listen and engage with women business owners. We had a great turnout for our Ward 2 Art in the Park. We had so many wonderful artists showcasing their talents, accompanied by delicious food and jazz music, and as you can see, dogs. We had so many dogs come visit us. Well, I had a great time, and it was a privilege to welcome home the most recent honor flight recipients from their trip to Washington, D.C. This group of veterans represents every conflict from World War II through the Gulf War. I want to thank them for their service and Honor Flight for giving them this fantastic opportunity. Brightline, we have Brightline coming in, as well as my colleague here, Councilman Creer. We were able to take part in the groundbreaking of the high-speed train from California to Las Vegas. All I can say is it's about time. Creating a more accessible pathway for visitors to our great city. I look forward to its future success and all it's going to do for our city. It was great to take part in the 2024 Nevada Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Run kickoff from Las Vegas to Carson City to place the names of our fallen heroes on the wall. This run honors those who have given their lives in public service. May we all keep their families in prayer. I presented a certificate to the Asian American Pacific Islander Middle Eastern Committee at CSN and enjoyed Professor Kumiko Noriega's educational presentation on Hiroshima. Next slide, please. We have some events coming up. Tonight we have a proclamation presentation at City Hall in celebration of Jewish Heritage Month. And so that will be tonight. For those of you that would like to come at 6 p.m., everyone's welcome, and we'll have kosher food after the program. For those of you who love football, we have the George Maloof 2024 Las Vegas Police versus Fire charity football game. The tickets are free, and it's going to be at Bishop Gorman High School. I hope I'll see you there, Councilman Creer. It's just a great game where the police versus fire, and I think last year the fire won, so the police are going to be working very hard this year to try to win that back. Next slide. We have our Breakfast Buzz and Ward 2 Biz Saturday, May 25th. That'll be at the end of May from 9 to 10 at Veterans Memorial. And breakfast will be served. It's a free event, but we'd love for you to RSVP so we'll have enough food. We have our next human trafficking prevention event, May 29th, again at the Veterans Memorial Center in Ward 2 at 6 p.m. This is with Metro detectives, so they will educate parents, grandparents, and the community on how to prevent their children from being victims of human trafficking. Next slide, please. Adopt a pet. Today we have Richie, a bulldog. He's about 47, he's a little hefty, 47 pounds, about 8 years old. And then we have Jack, a domestic medium hair male, 13 pounds, 14 years old. If you would like to adopt a pet, please contact one of our rescues, the Animal Foundation, or these particular ones at the Nevada SPCA, and there's always animals to adopt. So please visit our local rescues. Next slide. For those of you who want to get the word out about your Ward 2 business and be a part of our Small Business Saturdays and be featured on our social media, just contact my office at 702-229-2420. And if you have any issues in the city of Las Vegas in Ward 2, you can contact my office, same number, 702-229-2420, or you can visit us at Ward2 at lasvegasnevada.gov. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Seaman, please. Mr. Seaman, Mr. Knudsen.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Don't forget this weekend, Saturday, May 4th, we are having a Rainbow Family Park cleanup with Get Outdoors Nevada and Clark County Commissioner Justin Jones from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. May 4th is Star Wars Day, so wear your favorite Star Wars shirt, hat, shoes, or whatever you have to the park cleanup. And the following week at Rainbow Family Park, we'll do our very own Art in the Park. That's Saturday, May 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You'll have the opportunity to experience an art fair, community vendors, music, activities for the kids, and some free food while supplies last. And today is National Chocolate Parfait Day. It's May 1st. Ooh. So Alex Fuller is sitting in the back there. He said I needed to talk about this. I told him I wouldn't talk about it unless he brought in chocolate parfaits. So he went home last night and made chocolate parfaits for everyone while supplies last. So he's going to hand out chocolate parfaits. It's true.
That's really
He cooks. He bakes.
Wow.
So create a chocolate parfait bar and enjoy your version of a chocolate parfait today with family and friends. Share your photos and recipes on social media using the hashtag #ChocolateParfaitDay and hashtag Ward1. And as always, you can reach out to me anytime you want. There's my contact information, and Alex in the back has chocolate parfaits to hand out.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, Councilman Creer, off you go. What are you offering?
Nothing, I don't think. Unless my staff has something I don't know about. Okay. The Plaza Hotel and Casino will host a Cinco de Mayo celebration on Saturday, May the 5th at 4 p.m. at the Carousel Bar located at 1 North Main Street, which is the amazing address for the city of Las Vegas, right in the heart of downtown. Visitors will enjoy a live mariachi band, oversized piñata, DJ, dancing, and more. For more information, please contact the Plaza Hotel and Casino. Our next Ward 5 community conversations will take place on Wednesday, May the 8th from 9 to 10:30 a.m. at the Starbucks located at 6110 West Lake Mead Boulevard. Residents and businesses are invited to grab a cup of coffee and join us to discuss various matters, upcoming events, and how the Ward 5 team can provide support. For more information, please contact my office at 702-229-5443. Join the City of Las Vegas for the first Caribbean Heritage Festival on Saturday, May 18th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Lorenzi Park, the Sammy Davis Jr. Festival Plaza. Attendees will have the opportunity to sample the traditions, music, and flavors of the Caribbean. Additionally, there will be reggae, steel drums, Cuban music, vendors, food trucks, and more. This event is in conjunction with Mario Lome and the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture of the Bahamas. For more information, please contact 702-229-2787. The City of Las Vegas invites the public to celebrate the arts at the 3rd Annual Symphony Park Fine Arts Festival on Saturday, May the 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is located at 361 Symphony Park Avenue, adjacent to the Smith Center for the Performing Arts. The festival is free and will have children's activities, entertainment, and marketplace booths for local fine artists, and vendors, and hometown arts organizations representatives. Refreshments will be available for purchase. This is a very cool event that started out a few years ago and has really, really grown as we anticipated. It's a lot of fun, and it's great to be down in Symphony Park. And this is possible from the support of Myron Martin and the entire team at the Smith Center for the Performing Arts. For more information on this and upcoming events, please call 702-229-ARTS. The City of Las Vegas summer day camps are open for registration for children to ages 3 to 15 for 12 weeks. I wish I could do summer day camps. Camp activities will include arts and crafts, sports, games, music, life skills, physical fitness, and fun, all with trained staff supervision. Some of the Ward 5 locations where they take place Our Doolittle Community Center, 1950 North J Street, offers kids camp and teen camp. Adaptive Recreation Camp at Doolittle Community Center, 451 East Bonanza Road, offers camps for those 5 to 18 with development disabilities, as well as if you check at the Becker Technical Recreational Park. For more information, please visit www.lasvegasnevada.gov/camps. And Asian Pacific Heritage Month is celebrated throughout May. This is a time to reflect and celebrate the important role that Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders have played in their shared history. Visit AsianAmericanPacificHeritage.gov to learn more about this month-long celebration. And then we also want to invite you out to save the date for the next Historic Westside Legacy Park inductee ceremony on Saturday, June the 1st from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. Then also want to invite you all out for our May 15th City Council ceremony at 9 a.m. As we'll be recognizing Nevada Ballet in celebration of their 50th anniversary. Their history began with the dream of having Dance in the Desert, which grew into a thriving Las Vegas culture experience, and we're honored to recognize their journey, as well as with our old friend Nancy Housels, who played such a huge role in the development of the Nevada Ballet. My office is always working to provide you information. If you want to subscribe to our newsletter, please do. Reach out to Tanya in my office, 702-229-5443, or send us an email. And then I want to give a very special happy birthday to my beautiful wife, Kiba, tomorrow, who will be celebrating, we won't give a number, but her birthday tomorrow. Thank you, Kiba, for all that you do for me and all you do for our family and our community. Thank you.
And you would be in big trouble had you said that. So lucky you, Kiba. You're a great family, and happy birthday, I'm sure, from all of us. And so down to Councilwoman Polensky, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. May is Jewish American and Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Be sure to get involved in community events this month. And for city staff, attend some of the great events which David Balbardi and his team have worked so hard to create for all of us. Next up, on Saturday, April 20th, I welcome new business to Ward 4. I attended the ribbon cutting of Cultivate on North Durango on Saturday, April 20th. Last Wednesday, I joined Carla Avila and other city staff for a Be Neighborly event. It took place in Ward 4, and during the event, we helped beautify Ward 4 by painting curbs and hydrants. Great job, team. Next, Take Your Kids to Work Day was a huge success last week with over 450 kids participating. The kids of Ward 4 had a great time visiting Las Vegas Metro Police Department for a Financial Affairs Committee meeting, participated in mock city council meetings, and toured KCLV studios. Also enjoyed being interviewed. Huge thanks to all the departments for doing such a tremendous job planning, coordinating, and executing such an incredible event. On Monday, along with Councilman Creer, I had the opportunity to tour Kirk Kerkorian Medical School, just a couple minutes away. I was truly impressed by the state-of-the-art teaching aids, such as a stimulator, which actually gave birth, and I'm thankful that we have such a tremendous facility to train our future medical professionals. On Tuesday, May 7th, I'm presenting a virtual forum on land use, which will be hosted by our very own City of Las Vegas Community Development Director, Seth Floyd. Tune in as we discuss the proposed Church of Latter-day Saints temple, scan the QR code on the flyer, and submit relevant questions ahead of time at public comment at lasvegasnevada.gov. Next up, I'll be hosting several movies during the month of May. On this Friday, May 3rd, Councilwoman Bruni and I are showing Jurassic Park, which for parents is PG-13, at Knickerbocker Park in Providence at 6:30 p.m. Bring your families, blankets, and chairs for a fun-filled evening. The kids will each receive a free geode and can participate in a fossil dig with professors from UNLV Geoscience Department. We'll also be providing popcorn, and there will be food trucks for anyone who wishes to make a purchase. On Saturday, April 18th, we'll be viewing The Sandlot, one of the best movies ever, at Mountain Ridge Park, located at 7151 Oso Blanco Road. The movie will begin at dusk, and there will also be bounce houses, raffles, face painting. I hope to see many of you there. Next up, I look forward to next Thursday, May 16th at 4:30 p.m. when we'll be celebrating the 60th anniversary of the release of Viva Las Vegas, the movie, and the city of Las Vegas's birthday. I invite the residents of Sun City, Summerlin out to Starbite Theater to watch movies, see a Elvis impersonator, Vegas showgirls, prizes, and of course, birthday cake. And next, please join me on Thursday, May 23rd at Police Memorial Park for the Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony, as we honor our fallen officers with a 21-gun salute and reading of the officers' names that we've lost. The ceremony will begin at 6:30 p.m. with special guests Mayor Goodman and Sheriff McMahill. Next up, the following day, Friday, May 24th at 7 p.m., I'm proud to be hosting a very special Memorial Day ceremony alongside with Mayor Goodman, which will also take place at Police Memorial Park. We'll be honoring the lives of our military men and women who lost their lives in service to our country, and also commemorating the 80th anniversary of D-Day with a very special guest honoring Nono Zakari, who valiantly stormed Omaha Beach 80 years ago. 4,080 American flags will be planted and on display at Police Memorial Park, and the ceremony will conclude with a candlelight salute at sunset. Next up, immediately following the ceremony, I hope attendees will stay for the showing of a very powerful film you may be familiar with, Saving Private Ryan. Please bring your chairs, blankets, and food trucks will be available for purchase. On Friday, June 7th, 7 p.m., Councilwoman Bruni and I will be showing the same show at Jurassic Park. We'll be having the same geodes and fossil dig with the UNLV professor also in hand. There'll be food trucks available for purchase. The next slide up is a slide of 12 children from Las Vegas who have gone missing since the beginning of 2024. Every council meeting, this slide changes, thanks in part to the incredible efforts of Nevada Child Seekers and community volunteers. While many kids are found or returned home, others are reported missing almost every week. If you have any information regarding any of these children featured, please call LV MPD Missing Person Detail at 702-828-3111. And lastly, of course, please stay connected with my staff and I on social media platforms or contact us directly the old-fashioned way, 702-229-2524. We're always here to provide any assistance that we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and what a lovely introduction. To go now to who was first last time, Councilwoman Bruni.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So Ward 6 has been busy since our last council meeting. Last week I had the privilege of attending the Crystal Apple Awards, which is a recognition of teachers who have been nominated by their students. The Crystal Apple Awards are organized by various stakes of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Congratulations to the outstanding teachers at Arborview, Shadow Ridge, and Somerset who are recognized. Next, on April 19th, I was pleased to attend the MATS Project Anniversary Celebration to present a proclamation on behalf of the mayor. The MATS Project is a nonprofit that uses old or damaged plastic bags to create plastic sleeping or resting mats to provide some comfort to our valley's unhoused. They partner with Shine a Light Foundation to deliver the plastic sleeping mats to individuals living in our tunnels. Next, last week I was pleased to visit Fire Station 41 to recognize 4 of our very brave firefighters who responded to an event and saved a life. Thank you to Captain Matt Jackson and firefighter engineer Wilfredo Fernandez and firefighters Jose Fernandez and Bernardo Garcia. We had 2 events in Ward 6 to celebrate Earth Day. First, our Department of Neighborhood Services partnered with Cox Communications to restore the garden beds at our beautiful Floydland Park. They look great, so thank you so much for your efforts. Second, the city partnered with several great organizations to plant trees and clean up our Centennial Hills Park, one of our area's crown jewels. We are pleased to welcome Kevin Herzik to Team Bruni. Kevin has many years of case management experience working for various elected officials and will be working on our planning items. Kevin is originally from Reno and received his bachelor's degree from the University of Arizona, master's degree in European Union Policy Studies from James Madison University, and a master's certificate in Military Joint Operations Planning and Strategy from the United States Air Force Air Command and Staff College. Next, this week we were pleased to feature all things mosquitoes on our latest Access City Council, where we talked to Vivek Raman, Senior Environmental Health Specialist at the Southern Nevada Health District. You can watch the full episode tomorrow, where you can learn what you can do to prevent the spread of these pesky biting insects. I was pleased to participate this year in the Corporate Challenge. Kudos to our city's Parks and Recreation team for running such a well-organized event. I played sand volleyball, and for the record, I really should have taken some lessons from the Gormans team because I totally suck. I also played tennis, where I did help our team win the gold in tennis. At last count, I think the city is in first place. Thanks to everyone across the valley, all the corporations, for participating, and thanks for the great sportsmanship and fun. Next, I was pleased to participate in the Southern Nevada Health District Employee Appreciation Week last week by celebrating our health district employees across the valley with shaved ice and an ice cream bar. Thank you to our dedicated health district employees who keep our community safe by providing immunizations, combating pesky mosquitoes, and responding to pandemics. Next, last weekend we were pleased to receive 3 donated peahens to Floydland Park so that we can ensure that we have a sustainable peacock population at our historic Floydland Park. I am pleased to report that one day after the peahens arrived, we already had 1 laid egg. I think we're in conversations to put a camera in the area so that our entire community can watch our baby peacocks hatch. Next, last week I was pleased to join the Kiwanis Club of Centennial Hills to present the first round of $1,000 scholarships to 3 lucky seniors at Arborview High School who have dedicated countless hours to serving our community. Congratulations to our lucky seniors. Next, happy Mother's Day to all of the moms and grandmas and aunts and other folks who raise our young people and do the hard work. Next, please join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Pinning Ceremony. This is a biannual ceremony that celebrates the promotions of our dedicated fire service employees. Next, on May 3rd, we'll be joining Ernest May Elementary School in their May Day celebration, which will be honoring all of our Las Vegas first responders and the life of Ernest J. May, the Las Vegas Valley's first fallen officer. Next, my colleague already covered this, so we can go on to the next one. Join us March 5th for our 3rd annual Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women 5K prayer walk and run, sponsored by 38 Roses and Fifth Sun Project, that will honor the memory of Rosa Carmina and raises awareness of domestic violence and missing and murdered Indigenous women. We'll be at Floyd Lamb Park. Next, we'll be back at our satellite office at the Centennial Hills Y on May 9th for our monthly Bocaditos with Bruni. Please stop by to say hello, meet some of our neighbors, and share your concerns. Join us on May 11th from 10 a.m. to noon for our annual El Dorado Days Parade. And finally, as always, we want to hear from you, so please call us at 702-229-5463 or email ward6@lasvegasnevada.gov. Thank you.
And thank you. What happened to pickleball, the 2 of you? Aren't you continuing in your athletic career in pickleball?
We are, but we just did the tournament a couple months ago, so I think it'll be annual, unless we get some requests to do it.
I just want to make sure you're practicing.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, well, I think everything's been covered. Just our next council meeting, as you heard, is the 15th of May. And this weekend, the 10th, Friday is, of course, First Friday, and a week from Friday evening at the MGM, I believe it is, Keep Memory Alive, which is a great cause to fight degenerative diseases, Cleveland Clinic, Lou Ruvo Institute for Brain Health. And then, of course, the 11th, as you've heard, is our parade from Gas to Stewart Street on 4th Street, so please come out. Mother's Day on the 12th, so we all have a lot of mothering to do. I think we can be doing better. We've got too much turmoil. And as Brightline goes, it's an exciting time, but there's $9 billion more that needs to be made available so that can actually work. We have $3 billion already in the coffers for Brightline, but $9 billion still needs to be raised to make it go through. So just know we need that support. If any of you are financially very successful, I'm sure the contribution would be well appreciated. And so, again, thanking our staff for everything, our public information office, technology, law enforcement, everybody in the public who comes down and listens or tries to help, and certainly our city manager and his team, everything that's being done as we continue to move forward in a very challenging time, and hopefully our universities will settle back and get down to learning and building a positive environment. So with that, we will adjourn this meeting and wish you all a happy weekend. Be safe, be careful, help each other. We're a community of people. That's a family, and we expect no less from each of you. So thank you, and we stand adjourned.